of operations is a really important concept. It comes in Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry. It doesn't matter what math you do, and you will see this order of operations everywhere. So I suggest you guys pay close attention to it. And if you have any questions at any time, and ask me. Okay. So I'm going to put that one right now. Let's see. It's coming up. Okay. So now let's look into this pretty important information. Are we go and read the first step and second step on this one?
First step, perform operations inside grouping symbols. And the second step is simplify powers and roots.
Right. Next one. Bhavisha, just tell me the 3 and 4.
Perform multiplication and division from left to right. Fourth is perform addition and subtraction from left to right.
Okay. So when you look at this one, probably you already learned that one. PEMDAS. P means parenthesis, E is the exponent, and multiply, PEMDAS, divide, add, subtract. Okay, so we always follow the order from top to bottom. So what does that mean is, if you see in the question, I see some exponents or parentheses, I'm going to do the parentheses first, and then exponents and multiplication, division, add, and subtract. So when we do this one pretty quickly, 1 minute. Okay, if you look at the first step, perform the operations inside the groups. That is really important. You need to do the operations inside the groups first. And then we're going to simplify the powers and roots. And then we can do, in case if you have a multiplication and divide are there next to each other, you always do left to right. It's really important. Okay, I'm going to highlight this. Always left to right. Okay, remember that. That has to stick in your mind all the time. Again, same thing with add and subtract. If you have them together, you always go from left to right. They put these rules because, you know, if they don't have rules, like everybody can just do or their own, and it makes everybody getting different answers. So we don't want to have that. So especially with the calculations, everybody should get the same answer, so that way we have a consistency on there. So that's where these order of operations came into picture. We have to everybody follow that order, so that way we get same answers all the time. So next question. I'm going to go over this one with you guys, and then we can practice some questions up here. Okay? Now, I want you to pay attention. Don't write anything. And once you get it, then you can do all the questions so easily without any difficulty. So let's see. Now, when I look at this question right here, obviously I see an exponent right here. Exponent. And also I see add. And I see divide. And a multiplication. Right? So out of these, I'll go back and check which one should I do first.
Exponent.
Exponent. Agree, Avi?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do the exponent. So when I do the exponent first, and this one, the negative is outside, I'm going to keep that. That's a 16. Because 4 squared means 4 times 4. I did that. And then, and I look back again, divide and multiplication, they're next to each other. You see that? Divide here and then multiply here. So this, divide and multiply next to each other. Which one should I do first? Divide. Because left to right. I have to follow the left to right. So I'm going to divide first. So I'm going to divide these two first. So 24 divided by 3, 8. And then times 2. And then I look at here now, I still have, this is multiplication, and this is add. So obviously, which one should I do first?
Multiplication.
Right. So let's do the multiplication first. negative 16 plus 16, which gives me a 0. Okay, if I don't follow this order, I will get a wrong answer. So we don't want to have that happen to us. So that's the reason we follow the order of operations really, really well on this type of questions. Okay. Let me get you a sample question. I want you to guys try this, and so that way we can move on to the next one. Let's try this question. Follow it, just operations, just what we did. You can work on this one, Kausha.
Okay.
Right, Avi, tell me what you get. The 1B.
I got 2.6.
2.6. All right, how about you, Bhausha?
20.6.
20.6. Okay, let's go check it. Okay, so it's on here now. So which one should I do first, Avi?
The exponent.
Very good. So I'll do that. 5.4 minus 3 squares.
9.
9 plus 6.2. So, and since I have the plus and minus are left next to each other, I can do it from left to right. So I can combine these two first, or I can just combine the add and then take away 9. Either way, you can do that. So 5.4 minus 9, or you can do 5.4 plus 6.2 at the first, which is 6 and 11. So 11.6 take away 9, which is 2.6. Okay, looks good. Very good. Here we have a parenthesis. Definitely I can see that. But again, there's another parenthesis inside, outer parenthesis outside, and there's an exponent, and then subtraction and a multiplication. There are a couple of things next to each other. So what you need to do is, if you look at the first rule, you always simplify from inside to outside. Okay, so from inside outside, that's what we need to do first. So I'm going to do the inside parenthesis first. Please pay attention, then I'll give you some time to copy it. Okay, that way you don't miss the what important in this one. So it's 5 minus 2. That's what we're going to do first. Okay, so that's inside parenthesis. So I'm going to get that's 3 squared, and then I'm going to write the rest of them just for now. But as you guys are getting really good at this, you can skip some of the steps. You don't need to do all of them. And then 25, and I do the exponent next, which is 3 squared is 9. And then 4, 25 take away 9 is 16. But 16 times 4, or 4 times 16, that's a 64. Does that make sense? Okay. So we follow the same order that we kind of like did. Okay, let's try this question. Then we'll check it. Okay, let's see what you guys get. Avi?
I got 14.
Okay. Moshe?
I got 14, but I'm also debating with 18.
Okay, so then let's check it. Okay, so the first step, do the exponents. Okay? Because inside parenthesis this. Inside we have these two. So that's 4 plus 3. And then we can still complete that. That's 7. And then I'm going to write it everything rest. Plus 16. Is it good so far? Okay. So 16 plus 5 take away 7, that's negative 2. We have a parenthesis and a symbol, that means multiplication. So it's a positive times negative. That's negative. So 16 times, 16 minus 2, that's a positive 14. Okay? All right, let's try these two questions. Okay, so that's good. So you got both of you guys got the same answer. We're gonna move on there. And the next one is evaluating algebraic expressions. So anytime you see the vocabulary called evaluate, so it means you're plugging some number and then getting the answer out of it. So when you see the evaluate for the x is 7, I'm going to take this one and plug in right where the x is. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this question. 21 minus 7 plus 2 times 5. So when I look at this question, obviously, okay, why don't you guys try this one? We can check it out. All right, what do you guys get?
I got 24.
Repeat again.
I got 24.
24? Okay, that's good. So basically multiplication first, that's 10. And then you can subtract these two. So you can write it down. 21 minus 7, Avi?
It's 14.
It's 14 plus 10. That's 24. Good work. So anytime it says evaluate, you plug in the number in there, whatever the letter or variable, and then you solve it for it. Okay? All right, let's try another question. Okay, let's try this question and we'll check it. All right, let's check the answers. Letter B, Avi, what you got?
For B, I got 150.
How much?
150.
150. How about you, Bush?
150.
Okay, so both of you got the same. Okay, looks good. So obviously I can say this is 25, 30 minus 24. That's a 6. It's 150. Good. Okay, how about next one?
I got 3.
3.
Same thing.
Okay. All right, so looks good. So if you get the same thing as 3, that's good. Okay, we can keep that. All right, so the next model of this type of questions in the evaluate expressions or the order of operations, you will see these type of questions. And in this question, we just follow the same order, but when you see a divide or the fraction bar, first you have to do like simplify on the top and simplify on the bottom, and then you divide it if you can. Okay, that's how we do it. So the first thing on the top, I have a 2 square, which is exponent right here. So that's what I'm going to do. Negative 22, 2 square is 4 over 5 minus 3. I'll write one more step. But negative 22, negative 4 is basically, it's a negative 26 over 2. I can simplify for sure. That's a negative 13. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, let's try these two questions. All right, Avi, 3A.
For 3A, I'm not sure. That's why
Okay.
that one I didn't really get. So
all right. Sure, we can go over that. Baisha, what you got?
1.
Okay, let's check it. All right, so then on top, if you see, it's like I see a multiplication right here. So that's what I'm going to do first. See, the parenthesis means multiplication. So that's what we need to do first. So let's do multiplication. So I'm going to 5 plus positive times negative is negative. And then 2 times 8 is 16 over. And the bottom is exponent is there. We're going to do that, which is negative 2 cubed is negative 8 minus 3. But positive times negative is negative, so I can write this. I'm going to write down here 5 minus 16 over negative 8 minus 3. I can write it. So 5 minus 16 is negative 11. And then negative 8 minus 3, it's also negative 11. So negative cross out, you get 1 here. Okay, that's good. Next one. Moshe, what you got?
3.
3. Avi?
I got negative 3.
Okay. So absolute is there, but the exponent is there. But absolute is just like parentheses. So we need to do inside first before you do anything out there. So that's going to be negative 3 to the second exponent divided by negative 3. Okay. So, but absolute and square, first I need to apply the absolute before I do the square. So absolute of negative 3 is positive 3, and then you square it. And 3 squared is 9, divided by negative 3. That's going to be a negative 3.
Wait.
Good. Pretty good.
I think I forgot the absolute thing. I did it in the wrong method. I got it right, so I did it in the wrong way. So.
Oh, okay. But anyway, just follow this process step by step. Math is always about just follow the steps. Don't forget whatever you did it before. So that way you continuously come and then you don't miss any out there. So you gotta be really careful. That's the reason you kind of like math is they say like it helps you like how do you think, and then it's really helps you like how how to solve the problems basically. It doesn't matter what type of problems. So that's what we learn. Okay.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
The surface area of the cylinder can be found using the expression 2 pi r
Times h plus r.
Is that pi?
Yeah, it's pi.
Okay, yeah, just to make sure. H plus r, and then find the surface area of the cylinder shown parentheses. Use use pi for pi, and give your final answer rounded to the nearest 10.
Okay, so in this one, you see there's a formula is already given to you, so you don't need to invent any formulas. All you have to do is you plug in the numbers in there and you solve it.
43775 or something.
Oh God, look at this kid.
No, I was surprised because I was like, what, 6th place? It's like this one year in class would be like a million numbers.
Oh yeah, the pi is one of the greatest number though. It's an irrational number, non-repeating, non-terminating, which is really cool about the pi. And we celebrate Pi Day. I guess that time, I think it's a Wendy's or some restaurants. They give the pie for 50% off or free, something like that. The real pie, eating pie.
No, you can count.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have a calculator.
It's okay. Just give me the answer in terms of the pie. All right. So in this question, the surface area's formula is already given to you. So the surface area is given 2 pi r and h plus r. But you know is already r is 3 feet, height is 7 feet. Just like we learned, we replace the variables. R is 3 feet, and then h is 7, r is 3. Okay, what I did is r, I take this r, replace here, and replace here. Okay, and then h, I'll take and I place it here. Okay, and then you just do the math. So if I do that, 2 times 3, that is 6 pi, and then 7 plus 3, that is 10, or I can multiply those two, 60 pi. Always units, feet squared.
Making complicated for no reason. Though.
I know, that's so.
I thought it was like you have to 2 times 3 times 4.
No, it's easy. When I did some example to you, it's pretty much it follows the same, but we're applying the concept or the content to the real world applications, which is really important to know. When you did the volumes of this, yes, you are going to use this. That's the reason you need to be good at order of operations. If you're good at the order of operations, you're not going to mess up these questions when you do this topic in the volumes. Okay. What did you do?
What?
What did you do for number 54?
Well, since length is 8 and width is 4, like change them right to 8 and 4. And I did 8 plus 4 because it's
Good job.
And then I did 12 times 2.
24, what is it? Perimeter, right? Perimeter means just inches. Yeah, if it is area, then you have to use this inch square. Let's try the next one. All right. Okay, let's look at 68. It's a test preparation question. These are the type of questions you see in ACT and SATs. Okay, let's go and answer this. What you got?
I got C.
Yeah, see. How about you? Yes, can you explain it? Alicia?
Wait, was it these type of questions in the SAT or like harder?
What's up?
Would it be like these questions in the SAT are like probably harder, right?
Could be a little bit harder, but it's a model of the questions will be like that.
Wait,
Okay.
just to clarify, because I don't know a lot about the SAT.
Don't worry.
Covers about all the grades, right? Not just like that one grade.
No, not one grade. It's just starts from like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, pretty much. That's covers out there. All right, let's look at it. How do you get the C, Boisha?
First, as I was going through the question, I knew that since it was 3 days and it was $29 per day, I just applied 29 as the first part of the equation, and then 0.12 miles for each mile. So I did 0.12 times m, like a equation.
That's right.
And then after I just added 318 into m, which got me C.
That's good. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so for the 12 cents per each mile driven, so 318 miles, so that means 12 cents times that also. Good job. Okay, let's complete the last challenge extender. -3. Both of you got -3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. -3. Okay, how about 272?
One.
1? Very good. Okay, that's not only 1. Yep. Good job. Very good. Okay, since I guess we haven't, well, we have only 1 minute left. Okay.